Hey guys, welcome back to Derezzed Gaming News on Clownfish TV. This is our kind of our gaming news roundup. We do it a couple times a week. We've been doing it on Clownfish Gaming for a couple months now, and I think I'm going to move it over to the main Clownfish TV channel. So if you want to check out the video version of this, you can go over to Clownfish TV on YouTube. The audio version, you can go to Spotify, Amazon, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts. And we got a lot of news this week. We're going to talk about Gamescom. We're going to talk about this Mickey Mouse PI for hire first-person shooter game. We're going to talk about Black Myth Wukong. There's some controversy around this game, and there's also some sales records on Steam being broken. And HiFi Rush, the developer of HiFi Rush, finding a new home. I don't think we've covered that yet, which I think is very good news. So yeah, we got a lot of news. Oh yeah, and they're also bringing the Atari 7800 back. So I think that's pretty cool. So let's talk about it. Hang tight. All right, guys, welcome back again. For those of you who have never seen the gaming news roundups, I've been doing them on the Clownfish Gaming YouTube channel for about 6 or 8 months now. We're going to roll them into Clownfish TV proper because I think that channel is going to be more about newer gameplay. I think retro games and stuff, I think we're going to move over here too. So if you guys are interested in seeing me play some old man games, we will play them over here. It seems like it's a better fit with our audience over here. And then Clownfish Gaming is going to be more newer stuff, right? I think it's probably a little more family friendly over there than it is here. So I can say shit and damn and hell and all those words over here, right? I don't have to hold back. Hey, I want to show you guys first. They're bringing back the Atari 7800. Check this out. This is really cool. This is, let's see, maybe I can fire up the audio here. This is Atari. I don't even know who owns Atari now. This is, whoever owns Atari is bringing back the 7800, which I think is awesome. I actually had an Atari 7800 before I had an NES. And the reason I had a 7800 first was because I had a bunch of 2600 games. My parents were like, well, you can play all the old games on this. Why don't you get the Atari 7800 instead of the NES? Because we don't want to have to buy all new games. That's basically what happened. So I had this for about a year before I had an NES. And then like literally everybody at school was getting an NES and they were all swapping games, trading games. I'm like, yeah, I need to get on the NES bandwagon. And I think it was like, I want to say it was 87 or 88. It might have been 88 when I finally got mine. But yeah, no, I have a lot of good memories of the 7800. They did not have a lot of games for it, but the games they had, the arcade ports were actually really good. And Galaga, Ms. Pac-Man, they even had Double Dragon for it. But yeah, they're bringing it back. I might be interested in this one because it's actually going to play Atari 7800 and 2600 cartridges, the real deal. And looks pretty cool. Let's check out this trailer. They don't have the original controllers. Okay, so can we see some games here? There we go. It's got the wireless gamepad. It's got Bentley Bear's Crystal Quest, which is Crystal Castles. This is I don't remember this one. Is this a homebrew? It looks like Link. Looks like a bunch of it looks like a ROM hack. It's compatible with original Atari 2600 and 7800 cartridges, and they're going to have a whole bunch of new games for it too. Oh, that's interesting. They're bringing new games out. They're bringing new games out for the Atari 2600 and 7800. Yeah, so I'm kind of interested in this. I am. Have you guys picked up the 2600 Plus yet? I guess it's pretty good. But yeah, I'm actually interested in this. I might actually have to check this one out. So let's talk about Black Myth Wukong. I don't know if you guys have heard, we did another video about it, but apparently you could not get a review copy or a streaming copy influencer copy unless you agreed not to talk about politics. I thought that was actually pretty funny because this is where we're at current year. They were like, yeah, we'll give you a review copy of our game, but you can't talk about politics. And there were some media outlets that were really, really angry about this. Lots of people ranting about it on social media, and other people loved it. They're like, you know what? Yeah, just talk about the game. Is the game good or not? Why do you have to talk about some of the stuff they don't want you to talk about? So this is what they sent out, right? They said, do not insult other influencers or players. Do not use offensive language. Do not include politics, violence, nudity, feminist propaganda, fetishes, and other content that instigates negative discourse. Do not use trigger words such as quarantine or COVID-19. And do not discuss content related to China's game industry policies, opinions, news, etc. Some people are like, well, they're trying to censor us. I'm like, they're giving you a free code, and all that they're asking is that you don't make it political. And I know that's a lot to ask in current year from video game journalists and streamers because they want to make everything political. But yeah, that's what they did. And a lot of the reviews were pretty good, and the game is selling like crazy. It's actually, here's the story from Polygon, one of those outlets that was probably not very happy about the no politics ban. Said Black Myth Wukong makes record-breaking debut on Steam. There's one Steam peak concurrent record left to break. Was that Pow World? I don't know. I think they passed Pow World already. Just hours after the debut, Black Myth Wukong is already breaking records on Steam. Black Myth Wukong is currently the top-played game on Steam with a peak of 2.15 million concurrent players. Holy hell. 2,151,942. Yeah, concurrent players at the time of writing. That puts developer Game Science's retelling of Journey to the West in the second slot for the highest concurrent player count ever on Steam, following only PUBG, which peaked at 3 million in January of 2018. Yeah, so it surpassed Elden Ring, Dota 2, Cyberpunk 2077, Counter-Strike 2, and Pow World. You know what else it beat? Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League. Yeah, so this game has been incredibly popular already. I might have to pick up a copy of it. Have you guys played it yet? Kind of curious. I have not played it yet, but it's breaking all kinds of records. So I think that's it's actually pretty cool, especially given the discourse around it. There were some journalists out there that were trying to say there wasn't enough diversity and inclusion in this game. So you know, it's just a game about a monkey dude beating up demons. That's all it is. You know, sometimes that's all you want. Sometimes all you want is just a game about a monkey dude beating up demons. So I think that's fine. Yeah, so this is coming from Games Radar. Same thing. The Steam player count surpasses Pow World as the action RPG surges past Counter-Strike 2 to become Steam's second biggest game ever. Again, it just has PUBG to beat. I don't know if it's going to beat PUBG, but I don't know. The graphics look good, right? We did not get a Steam code, but maybe next time. We promise not to talk about third wave feminism. Their Game Science, but yeah, let's talk about this. I know we've talked about HiFi Rush and all the studios, right? All the AAA studios have been folding lately. And at least one of these studios has been saved. And this is a couple of days ago. I'm a little late to this party, but yeah, speak of PUBG, ironically, PUBG owner Crafton has acquired both the HiFi Rush IP and its Japanese studio, Tango Gameworks. And the game is actually very good. In fact, if you go out to, let's see, actually, no, we did this on the main channel. We did. We put that mini gaming PC together, and we played some HiFi Rush on it. And also there's more gameplay, HiFi Rush gameplay on Clownfish Gaming. But yeah, Tango Gameworks has been spared closure, according to The Verge. 3 months after Microsoft announced plans to shut down the studio, Crafton, the South Korean publisher behind PUBG Battlegrounds and the Callisto Protocol, announced on Monday it had acquired the game and its Japanese studio, and it's working with Xbox to enable a smooth transition to ensure the Tango Gameworks team can continue developing the HiFi Rush IP and explore future projects. So they said Microsoft had initially announced in May it was closing Tango Gameworks alongside Redfall developer Arcane Austin and Mighty Doom developer Alpha Dog Studios. HiFi Rush is actually very good. So I think that HiFi Rush deserves to be spared. Being spared from Microsoft's wave of layoffs and studio closures is a fate that Tango Gameworks shares with Skylanders developer Toys for Bob, which instead left Microsoft and Activision to become an independent studio earlier this year. That's interesting. I didn't know that. The Skylanders developers left. The value of the deal has not been disclosed. HiFi Rush was the only Tango IP mentioned in the announcement. So it's unclear if Microsoft is relinquishing the rights to the studio's other franchises like The Evil Within and Ghostwire Tokyo. So they reached out for clarification. The PUBG owner says the acquisition won't impact the availability of their existing game catalog. So yeah, maybe there'll be sequels. Maybe they'll port it to Switch. I think it'd make a really good Switch game. So that's cool. This is actually one of the new. I don't think I'd consider it a AAA title, but it is a newer title and it's awesome. And it feels like a game that would have been made in the early 2000s. And I think that's exactly what they're going for. And I'm glad that they saved it. If you haven't checked it out, it's definitely worth checking out. See, what else do we got here? Oh, this is Mouse PI for Hire. This comes from Niche Gamer. This is a new trailer. This is one of the Mickey Mouse inspired video games that are coming out because of the Steamboat Willie copyright expiring. There's like a whole bunch of like Steamboat Willie era Mickey Mouse games and movies and all kinds of crazy stuff, right? But they said, yeah, it was originally teased in November of 2023. The Mouse PI for Hire has a mouse private investigator take down the mob controlling the city. So they said the early 1930s rubber hose style of cartoons, which are made famous by Felix the Cat, and Mickey Mouse, were already used in the hit game Cuphead. Yeah, that is a thing. Like a lot of younger people now are fascinated by animation from the 30s and 40s. It was very, very good back then. So here's the trailer for this. You're going to take down mobsters, right? So we're going to turn the audio back on. This is the first time I've watched it, so let's see what's going on here with Mouse PI for Hire. Oh, the animation's great. Okay. All right. I know like Bendy and the Ink Machine and Cuphead and all those games are like super popular. Okay, see some gameplay. There we go. Shoot those tunes. This actually looks pretty good. Hell yeah, I want Mickey Mouse to go on a killing spree. I think I'm gonna have to get this one. I'm definitely gonna have to get this one. Mouse PI for Hire. Yep, sold. Sold. It's on Steam. I'm definitely gonna have to pick this up. 2025. Man, I gotta wait like another year for this. Looks really good though. The animation is great. It's very smooth. Not what I expected. I expected it to be like some kind of cheesy, no pun intended, cash grab, but it actually looks pretty good. So let's go out and see what they've announced. Gamescom. So this is coming from GameSpot.com. Gamescom opening night live 2024. All the biggest announcements. So what have they announced at Gamescom? This is InKoi. InKoi? Is this the Sims competitor? Yeah, they have a fresh trailer for the upcoming life simulation game. Well, InKoi? Is that how it's pronounced? Doesn't have a release date. Anyone interested can check out the impressive character creator. Let's see here. This is like a Sims game. Is that what this is? Yeah, it doesn't have... so it's Craft. Yeah, so this is all related. This is Crafton. This is PUBG. This is the company that bought HiFi Rush. So they're making this game too. That's cool. It'll probably sell really well. It might actually dethrone The Sims, I think. The Sims has gotten kind of stale. Sniper Elite Resistance, Borderlands 4. Yeah, well, the movie's not going to help you any, is it? The movie was a massive failure. I think it's out on digital already. Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Goat Simulator Remastered. Okay, well there we go. We're getting a remastered Goat Simulator. Persona 3 Reload. Another Dragon Ball game. Dying Light: The Beast. The Dark Pictures Anthology. Directive 8020. That looks pretty messy there. Let's see. Lost Records, Bloom and Rage. Doesn't look like my kind of game. Infinity Nikki. An open world dress up MMO. It's not my thing, man. Arc Raiders. It's not bad. Path of Exile 2. King of Meat. Competitive co-op. King of Meat. Fatal Fury City of the Wolves. Oh, cool. Next year, they're going to have a 17-character roster full of familiar faces and new brawlers. Oh, I got to look at this one. I got to look at this. This is an old man game. This is what I'm into. Right here. Here we go. Is it 3D or is it 2D? Yes. It looks like Street Fighter 6, kind of. Doesn't look bad. I don't know. I'll have to check that. Have you guys seen the trailer for Cyrax for Mortal Kombat 1? Cyrax is a chick now. Yeah, it looks dumb. Mecha Break. I've heard about this one. It actually looks pretty cool. Reanimal. We got like an indie game. Dune Awakening. Anything? Marvel Rivals. Marvel Rivals. Genshin Impact is coming out for Xbox. These characters are supposed to be brown. Have you heard about that? The controversy? Yeah, that these characters are supposed to be brown skinned. They're not supposed to be light skinned. What else do we got? Civilization 7, Starfield. They have a Doom Buggy coming to Starfield. Okay, Monument Valley 3. Man, they have a lot. Batman: Arkham Shadow, a VR game. Monster Hunter Wilds, Warhammer 40,000 Space Marine 2. Secret Level, I don't know. Towerborn, Age of Mythology Retold, Masters. So, I mean, here's the thing. Like, there's so many games being announced that, like, you wouldn't know that all these studios are going out of business, right? Because a lot of stuff is just coming out right now. But I don't know. Are they like, hey, none of this stuff is going to do very well. We're going to lay you all off. Little Nightmares 3. Squid Games Unleashed. Oh, boy. Is there anything? Indiana Jones and the Great Circle Jerk. That's coming out. Yeah, apparently you can. How does this look? I don't know. I don't really care. I really, truly do not care. I know a lot of people are getting really ass mad about Indiana Jones existing at all now because they don't like the last movie.
Between
but I don't really
ancient
care.
cultures around the world. A great circle. Does it exist? Is it the key to some lost power?
That is not
That's
Harrison
up to you
Ford.
to uncover.
Dun, 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 dun.
I'm Troy Baker, and I play indie.
Okay.
The beauty of a constant danger, where you've got to think on your
The
feet.
graphics aren't terrible. I don't know. I'm not really into it. I'm like completely over anything Lucasfilm at this point, I think. Diablo 4, Vessel of Hatred, World of War, The War Within. Oh my God. So this is this big roundup of all the big news today on GameSpot.com, which used to be a big deal. One comment. One upvote. Created an account just to say I appreciate the performance and organized layout of the GameSpot websites and articles. IGN has become borderline unusable. Thank you. Didn't IGN buy GameSpot? I thought they did. They bought a bunch of these. They bought a bunch of these websites up. Yeah. So there we go, guys. Lots of announcements, and I'm actually still most excited about the Atari 7800. Because that's where my brain is. Yeah. So I think I'm going to do the game news roundups over here a couple times a week, and the audio versions are on the Drez podcast. And we'll probably do some retro gameplay over here, or games that are I would say retro adjacent, more in line with our audiences. Basically, over here, I think we're going to play games that I think you guys would like, right? And I know that a lot of people that listen to our channel don't like a lot of things coming out these days, but a lot of indie titles, retro type titles. We have a whole massive giant game room. I should take you guys over there. We've got pinball tables and arcade machines, and that'd be kind of fun, wouldn't it? I think I played X-Men over there, and you guys were kind of like, whoa, is this an arcade one-up? I'm like, no, this is actually custom built. We have 6, I think, custom built arcade machines over there. So I'll have to take you over sometime. That'd be fun. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. Please subscribe for sure. Check out the podcast version. I'll talk to you later.